Namaste. Extremely sorry for delaying the program due to some technical issue. It's little late. A very warm welcome to everyone to the Vedic Astrology Masterclass series. I am Miss Shashikala and I will be your host for this session. Today's masterclass will be given by Dr. Jayasree Saranathan. She will be teaching about Mahabharatha Astrology. Before we continue, I would like to take a minute to share a few hygiene points. The class will be for about 50 minutes, post which the question and answer session will start. Any questions that you would like to ask can be typed in the comment section. The technical team will relay the questions for the speaker to answer them. Before I hand it over to Dr. Jayasree Saranathan, I would like to take a minute to give you a brief introduction of our foundation. The Raman and Rajeswari Research Foundation was founded by Dr. B.V. Raman and his son Shri NIRANJAN BABU in 1983. The foundation is non-profit endeavoring to revive, rejuvenate and promote the study of Vedic astrology, Vastu, Yoga, Ayurveda, Vedanta and other related Indian sciences. Under the leadership of its current chairman, Shri NIRANJAN BABU, the foundation has emerged as a pioneer in the advancement and digitization of Vedic astrology. It has developed and distributed free astrological software, digitized astrological content, and undertaken path-breaking research in Vedic astrology, including use of artificial intelligence, big data, spatial analysis, etc., and making it accessible to the astrological world. The foundation has also funded and supported various Vedic activities like building temples, sponsoring Vedic marriages, etc. The foundation has established a fund to honor pioneers in the field of Vedic astrology. The eminent list of scholars who have received a recognition by the foundation include Dr. David Fraley, Dr. T.S. Vasan, Dr. Bill Avasi, Dr. Arunamallige Parthasarathi, Swami Sita Ramananda, Swami Sukabodhananda, and Shri D.N. Muni Krishna, to name a few. Till date, the foundation has organized over 100 events, including conferences, lectures, seminars, and workshops, and has received tremendous support from the press and public alike. If you would like to stay informed about the activities of the foundation, we encourage you to visit our website www.rrrf.in or join our Telegram channel. Now I take pleasure of introducing today's teacher, Dr. Jayasree Saranathan. She is a practicing astrologer for 3 decades, groomed into astrology by her maternal grandfather, Kasiyur Bhashyam Iyengar, in her early teens. Enriched her knowledge by Dr. B.V. Raman's books. With the introduction of astrology as a subject in the universities, she did her initial studies in Madurai Kamaraj University and Masters and PhD in astrology in Putti Sri Ramulu Telugu University, Hyderabad, India. Independent researcher, authored 3 books, writes in the Astrological E-magazine, freelance writer since 1990 in mainstream print and online magazines. With her strength in connecting the missing links in the Asian text and interpretation of the same, she is known for her research and write-ups in astrology, astrometeorology, Indology, Hindu epics, validation of the traditional date of Mahabharata, prehistory, Ramanujacharya's history, and Tamil Sangam literature. We are extremely happy to have you here, ma'am. Before we begin the session, kindly note that any questions that you might have for our teacher today can be typed and posted in the comment section. At the end of the session, the speaker will answer them one by one. We will now begin the masterclass of Mahabharata Astrology. Dear Dr. Jayasree Saranathan, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, madam, for the nice introduction about me. And namaste to all of you here. I feel honored to present this masterclass on Mahabharata Astrology on the occasion of the 109th Jayanti of our beloved Chairman, Dr. B.V. Raman, who is my Manasika Guru. Here you are seeing Vedavyasa and Bhishma Pitamaha. Dr. B.V. Raman is known as the Bhishma Pitamaha of astrology. I offer my humble pranams to him, seeking his blessings to to conduct this masterclass in the best possible way. I offer my salutations to Bhagwan Vedavyasa to grant me the guidance, to bless me with the guidance to conduct this class, to bring out what he has told in the text of Mahabharata. You must all be wondering why I have chosen the topic Mahabharata Astrology when everyone there is talking about astronomical dating of Mahabharata or astronomy of Mahabharata. The reason is what is being promoted as astronomy of Mahabharata is not found in Mahabharata, not found in our Vedic astronomy. Vedic astronomy says something else, or Mahabharata says something else that's not found in what you are showing as the astronomical dating. That prompted me to take up this topic, and I am glad and I am grateful to the organizers of this Raman Foundation for accepting this topic for the discussion or the lecture here. Thank you very much. Now, let me begin my presentation. First of all, we should know what is the astronomy of Vedic India to know what Mahabharata talks about. Astronomy of Vedic India is known by the term Jyotisha. People used to think Jyotisha means astrology. No. Jyotisha means the science of light. It is the science of light that is coming from the celestial sphere that is transferring the karma phala to us. So, by this we can say those celestial objects that do not transfer the light to us or whose light do not reach us are not part of astronomy of India. By this you can know that the planets, the recently discovered planets such as Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, who cannot be seen with the naked eye, do not transfer the light to us to give us the karmatala. So they are not part of astronomy of Vedic India, and any dating of Mahabharata, Ramayana or any Vedic text done using those recently discovered planets can be rejected outright at the outset. They are not giving the Mahabharata or our Vedic astronomy. Now, we have to see what this Jyotisha is about. It has got two parts as Pramana Bhaga and Palabhaga. Pramana, by the very word, it's an authoritative. It's authority. It gives you the authority. Yes, this is true. You can follow. So the Pramana Bhaga has Siddhanta, which has Gola, that is the spherical astronomy, and Ganita, that is mathematical astronomy. So in what way it is different from Palabhaga? In Siddhanta or in the Pramana Bhaga, whatever is being told can be immediately tested by giving an equation, mathematical equation. You will know the answer immediately. Whereas, we make a calculation, but the answer will be known after some time, then that is Palabhaga, which you call as prediction. So the Siddhanta is a Pramana, that means all tested, debated, and then accepted by all. You don't have to demonstrate or test again, prove again. So a Siddhanta is accepted as it is as a textbook of relativity theory or a physics book. So it's an accepted one. You don't question it. That is the first point you should know. Now coming to the Palabhaga, this Hora, which is horoscopy, which has horoscopy, Prashna, Muhurta and Nimitta. Here only we are entering the domain of Mahabharata, because Mahabharata always talks about Nimittas. So what is this Nimitta that comes here in Hora? And there is another Nimitta coming under Samhita also. This Hora Nimitta is about oneself. Horoscopy is about oneself, how my future is going to be. So in that context, this Nimitta comes means what is happening to me, to my body. So here I can give one example from Mahabharata itself of Arjuna. When he was about to fight with the Kauravas in the Mahabharata war, what happened? He started seeing some nimittas, not outside, but on his body. He says, Nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava. Keshava, I am seeing a lot of nimittas in my body. There is Romaharshanam, there is goosebumps, and then my lips are draining, my skin is burning, my hands are shivering, the Gandiva is falling down. So I cannot do the war. I will just put on my Gandiva. That is what he says. So the Ashubha nimittas he saw in his body, that means his Antaratma is telling, his Antaratma is giving a premonition that it's not good for you to fight now. So that is manifest as a nimitta in his body. Similar kind of nimitta you can see in Ramayana, a Shubha nimitta. In the case of Sita, while she was waiting for Rama to bring her, take her back home, he was not coming. She was about to end her life. At that time, she starts seeing Shubha nimittas in her body. She found the quiver of her left eye, left shoulders, and left thigh. And then she saw, yes, these are all Shubha Nimitta. Something good is going to happen. And Anjanaya appeared after that. So, a Nimitta occurs in your body. Can it occur for a long time? Only for a short time. Now, we are coming to the next Nimitta that is here under Samhita. Samhita means a collection of everything under the sun and beyond the sun. See here, the nimittas and all natural phenomena are clubbed together under Samhita. This nimitta you will find in Brahat Samhita of Varahamihira. First 47 chapters are about only nimittas that are more than 1,000 in number. These nimittas, Varahamihira says, are shown by the devas to show their displeasure. So what is here for ordinary people? It is shown in the body. For Deva, showing that nimitta means it will appear in the universe. If something were to happen, the universe will conspire to make it happen. So the universe is the body of the Devas. So it has three levels of existence: Bhu, Bhua, Swa. That is terrestrial, atmospheric, and celestial. At all levels, the nimittas will be seen. That is, some kind of tremor or unusual happenings will be seen. In this context, we should know that everything of this planetary combinations given in Mahabharata talk about or are given under only nimitta. They are not given as, oh, planetary combination is like this, like that. No, not like that. Oh, it's a nimitta I am seeing. Even the eclipses are nimittas. See, during the period of Mahabharata, many eclipses could have happened. Every year, 1 or 2 eclipses happen. They are not, all of them are not talked about, but only few, especially only 3 eclipses are talked about by Mahabharata and mentioned as nimitta. Here I am showing one lunar eclipse that occurred on the 3rd day of the war. The moon was rising. At the time of rising, it was eclipsed in such a way that it was rising as though it has its heads down. This is a bad nimitta, but this was not told on the 3rd day of the war. On 7th day after this lunar eclipse was over, Dronacharya, who is mentioned in that context as Nimitta Jnani, started seeing some unusual occurrences in terrestrial and then atmospheric also. Then he recalls this celestial phenomenon and says, oh, something bad is going to happen to Bhishma today. I expect that Bhishma will be vanquished by Arjuna. That's what he says. So a nimitta or an eclipse has appeared only as a kind of a package, along with the nimittas at other levels also. In this way, on the 3rd day of the war, the lunar eclipse, on the 19th day of the war, at the time of fall of Duryodhana, an eclipse is mentioned as a nimitta, along with all this Bhubhuswa level. And at the time of Krishna leaving the earth, at that time also an eclipse has happened. So, what you are coming to know from this is, etymologically, a nimitta is unstable first cause. They will last for a few minutes or few hours only, not for all. And they are seen in the body of the deva, that is in the universe at all levels. And from that, we infer that some bad effect is going to happen. That is how nimitta is understood. In this context, you should know the nimitta of Arundhati having put her husband Vasishta at her prishta is only for a few minutes or few moments. It could not have gone on for years and years and thousands of years, because it's given us in the nimitta and given as a package only, not as a planetary or as a celestial sighting. So from this, what do you understand? All these are appearing under nimitta. And these nimittas are all appearing under Palabhaga of astrology. then how can you say that astronomy simulator or Western astronomy can show them? Since they are appearing under Palabhaga, a nimitta of, say, for example, Rohining Pedayam Eshastito Rajan Shanishchara, it says, Eshastito, from its sthiti, Rajan Shanishchara is trying to give Pida to Rohini, means it doesn't mean Shani was there in the position of Rohini, but he was just going from his sthiti. These are all called aspects in Jyotisha Shastra. So from its position, it can cause an aspect on the 3rd house, 7th house, and 10th house. Are these coming in Eastern astronomy? In the astronomical simulator, in astronomy simulations? You won't know anything about it in the astronomy simulator. Since all these nimittas are pertaining to Palabhaga, you can rest assured that whatever is written in Mahabharata is Vedic astrology coming under Palabhaga. And going further, we can see that only the Siddhanta, Gola, Ganita are the Vedic astronomy part, which are not at all being talked about in Mahabharata. Only the Nimittas are being talked about. And what are these Siddhantas are about? They are all calculations, you see, starting with Kali Day. Today, what people do? They look at this book or that book, do the Google search here, there, where Kali is. No, Kali is a theory. There is no Kali Yuga at all. It's a traditional one. You imagine that. This is what we are hearing. They are there in the textbook. They are all, the first thing that a Siddhanta says is how to calculate a Kali day. And we are continuously using that. See, suppose you want to know about, shall I say, relativity theory. Would you go after a physics book? You won't even take a relativity theory of Einstein straight away because you have to go from basics. Or would you go after, or would you like to read a fiction book on time travel where the idea of relativity is used? Today, people are going after a fiction book of relativity or time travel for finding out Kali Yuga. I tell you, the comparison. Whereas it is found only in the Siddhantas, in the basic subjects. Only from there you have to understand Kali Yuga and not from the other ones. So these are the 10 calculations are there in Siddhanta. Not only that, Siddhanta has a Mahasiddhanta part, which gives a time calculation right from the time of Kalpa, and then Tantra Siddhanta like Aryabhatiya, which gives the time right from the time of Kali Yuga. You know the Kali Yuga beginning from Aryabhatiya. If you can't understand, then you have to start from the basics. Then there are Karana Siddhantas. They start from the nearest Shaka era. For example, Shalivahana Shaka. Why they have to start from there? See, you are calculating time from the time of Kalpa. There will be a lot of variations, deviations within that time in terms of the planetary movements and then even in time. So such deviations you cannot take for granted. So the nearest one you take, at that time you calculate the planetary positions and then calculate the time period. From there, you take up in the Panchanga. So every 100 years, these Karana Siddhantas have come up. So one Karana Siddhanta will not be giving the same idea about like the other, because the recent one will give the recent position only. But what people think, there are too many Siddhantas. No, one is given something and another is given something. All are errors. Now, no two Siddhantas are same. So we cannot depend on them. That shows the level of our ignorance. We have a lot of Karana Siddhantas. Until 150 years ago, such Siddhantas have come into being. And we can see the Vedanga Jyotisha of Lagada is like a Karana Siddhanta. There is also an opinion that Vedanga Jyotisha is everything about Jyotisha. No. It talks about the time in a particular period of time, that is when the sun started its Uttarayana journey from Dhanishta Nakshatra in the 5-year Yuga period. And that is the astronomy of Mahabharata. Astronomy of Mahabharata is 5-year Yuga, starting from the Uttarayana of the star in that period, not Vedanga Jyotisha. During the Vedanga Jyotisha, it was Dhanishta. We have to find out at what time Mahabharata time Uttarayana started. The evidence comes from Bhishma's version. Here I am showing Bhishma's version here. Panchame Varshe Dvova. So every 5 years, 2 months are increasing. He told in the concept, in the context of justifying that the Pandavas had overstayed during their exile. How long they have overstayed, that he has told by this. So this is the 5-year Yuga. Can any astronomy simulate 5-year Yuga? Tell me, try. In the 5-year yoga, I tell you, in the astronomy simulator, I tell you, the exact date of northward turning is taken as the period of Uttarayana. Whereas in the 5-year yoga, take for example, the sun would have turned at Uttarashada, northward. But it will wait for moon to come and catch it up. After moon had joined with that and Amavasya, from the next day onwards, the Uttarayana will start. Suppose the sun has gone to the end of this Uttarashada. At that time, the Prathama, that is the conjunction would have happened before that. The actual turning would have happened afterwards. Please imagine that Uttarashada Nakshatra at the end of the Uttarashada, but this conjunction would have happened before that. So at that time itself, the Uttarayana will be counted. So this kind of adjustments or this kind of calculations are different, which you cannot produce in astronomy simulator. So the Mahabharatha astronomy is different. Time calculation, I'll just quickly go through this. Saura, Somya, Nakshatra, Savan. We all believe that we follow lunisolar system, lunisolar method of calculation. This is told by the foreigners, the colonial people, when they came to our country and started reading our texts, and we also started believing it. And we are also saying, no, we use only lunar Chandramana. You use only Sauramana. This place is using Sauramana, that place is using Chandramana. But our texts, our Vedic seers have said you have to use all this. In this case, only the problems are coming. For example, Gita Upadesha was given on Margashira, Shukla Paksha, Ekadashi. What is that Margashira? Lunar or solar? In 2017, in the year He Vilambi, this Margashira, Shukla Paksha, Ekadashi occurred when sun was in Tula Rashi. And people started selling, see, in Tula Rashi, in Kartika Masa itself, the Gita Upadesha has happened. Kartika Masa itself, the Mahabharata has happened. So then, if you are going to depend on only Saumya, then why would they have the solar thing? Without sun, can there be any time? Can there be any seasons? Or can there be any months? Solar should be there first. Simple example is, if you want to find out the Adhika Masa is found out only when there is no solar ingress in that month. That Masa is just rejected as Adhika Masa. The solar connection should be there for a lunar month. Here, the most important thing I'm going to tell you, not only these four, I'll be talking about these four later, some other time calculation called the Ashtanga. There are 8 forms of calculation, all of which are connected with sun. Without sun, there is no time. Please understand that. In this Ashtanga, the first 3 or maybe may not be known to you. The other 5 are Panchanga features. The first 3 are taken for granted. We ought to know that. The current yuga, the year cycle, and the months. See, only solar months are given. No lunar months are given in this Ashtanga. This is what we are following. The first 3 are taken for granted, are possible only with the sun. Now I am coming to the Panchanga features. Weekday is when the sunrise starts. What is the hora of the day? The hora lord is the week lord. That is how it comes. Then stars are 27 in number, starting from Ashwini, and each star is a span of 13 degrees and 20 minutes. Here, why I have mentioned, I am specifically talking about it is, people believe that there are 28 stars. Because in this text, 28 stars are given. In this text, 28 stars are given. Please understand, functional stars are 27 at any point of time. There was Abhijit once, at that time, Kritika was not there. Then Abhijit was removed, Kritika was brought in. So at any time, only 27 stars, each star divided into 4 padas. So 27 into 4, 108, the spiritual number. That is the division of the zodiac. So hereafter, if somebody is saying 28 stars, it's because all stars are deities. For worshipping, we worship all the stars. For functionality, we use only 27 stars. Now, the Tithi factor. Once again, I remind you, the Panchanga, the Ashtanga gives the Tithi, the lunar phase, never says lunar month. Only solar month is reckoned with. From that, the Tithi is found. So the Tithi is a 12-degree duration. The Tithi factor should be spoken here because there is a very important verse in Mahabharata wherein Vyasa says, I have seen Chaturdashi Panchadashi Tithi. Even Shodashi Tithi also used to come. But I have never known that Amavasya can occur on Trayodashi Tithi. Na abhijnanami amavasyam trayodashim, he says. But what the translators have written? This refers to eclipse. So once again, when immediately our researchers are just going through the astronomy simulators, or one eclipse, two eclipse, three eclipse, all eclipses they are finding out in the astronomy simulators. But what does the verse say? There is no Amavasya is possible on Trayodashi Tithi. Why and how? For that, you should know how a Tithi occurs. Take, for example, this is sun and this is the moon. The moon comes and joins the sun. When it is joining, that is Amavasya. After the moon's disk crosses the disk of sun, the first Tithi, Pratama, 12 degree, then Dvitiya, like this it goes for Paurnami, and then it comes back and then joins the sun. Do you think the sun will be stationary at that position? By the time it finishes one round, in 28 to 29 days, the sun would have gone forward by 28 to 29 days, because in one day, the sun goes 1 degree. So it would have gone forward. So moon has to come and catch up forward. That is why Shodashim, 16th Tithi is also possible. Whereas 13th Tithi should be possible, means between 144 and 156 degrees it should have been there. Can the sun come backward to catch up with this? It cannot. If he did have, we would not be existing now. The entire solar system would have gone, that means. So the only moon has to catch up with that, means in 13th Tithi it has to come. Then how it could have happened? The moon would have shortened its circulation. How it could have happened? For that, you should know how the earth and the moon are moving. The earth and the moon system. The earth and the moon are just going around each other around a barycenter. It's called the earth-moon system. The earth has an x-axis going towards the ecliptic and a y-axis, that is orientation, and the z-axis in which the moon is situated. So while the earth is growing, it's also as if the moon is also being dragged into that. Suppose the moon has to create or make an Amavasya in Triyodasi Tithi, it has to just come out of it. When it will come out? When something comes and pushes this earth-moon system. Such a thing happened. The entire Nimitta concept, more than 75 Nimittas Vyasa is telling in Mahabharata, all of them are about some extraterrestrial object coming and hitting the earth and the moon simultaneously. Because of that hit, what happened? The earth was pushed forward away from its x-axis, and the z-axis also got disturbed. So the moon started going back, or it had got into another orbit, such that on that day it is also mentioned that Somasya Lakshma Vyavritam, twice it is mentioned by Karna, immediately after this incident has happened on Pushya day, and by Vyasa. That was a Krishna Shashti day. Somasya Lakshma means Soma is moon. Lakshma means the feature. Vyavritam means the feature on the face of the moon got separated. Got separated means only suppose a feature appears here, or there is something to do with something here, then only such kind of separate. It's a hypothetical picture I have made. Then only it can happen something. So the extraterrestrial object has hit both the moon and the sun. Because of that, the moon has lost balance, and then of course within next few rounds it will just come back to its original equilibrium. So because of that, it had made and 13th day Amavasya that was not seen in by any time you can see in the life of Earth, unless such kind of an accident thing like happens. So what happened was, we have perpetuated that into the memory by calling it as Bodhayana Amavasya. The concept of Bodhayana Amavasya is such that if Amavasya starts on earlier, that is on the day of Chaturdashi, that is Bodhayana Amavasya, that was started only after this incident, only after this Mahabharata incident. So this happened with this. Bodhayana Amavasya was the cost because of this. This incident was the precursor for it. Then what happened to the Earth? The Earth was just pushed out of its orbit, normal orbit. Once again, it just rotated and then it had come back, but it has taken a longer route to come to Uttarayana. That was the reason why Bhishma, who did not expect this unexpected movement of the earth, was made to wait in the aerobed. Here the question comes. The main question, research question of Mahabharata is not when did the Mahabharata war happen. The question is, why did Bhishma, who was an adept in calculating time very correctly, that he exhibited at the time of calculating the extra, that is the exile period of Pandavas, failed to know the arrival of Uttarayana in time. Even today, we are able to know the arrival of the next year. See, we have a Panchanga. Even those days they had. They had the year beginning at Uttarayana. So the next year beginning is the next year. So until then, they would have had the calculation, like how we have the calculation even now. We know when the next year is going to happen, when next year is going to start. So they had known when the Uttarayana is going to start. So he'll be knowing. So thinking that only, he decided to lay down his life, wait for the war to get over, then by then the Magha month will come and Uttarayana will start, then he can leave the earth. That's what is planned. But what happened? The earth has gone away. Then it had taken much time to come back, and that is kept in memory as Ratha Saptami. Why should we celebrate Ratha Saptami? What is so special about it? Because it shows an anomalous moment in time. And there are other ones also that had happened. Suppose the earth was pushed like this, what will happen? I discussed with some scientists also what will happen, that this movement I am showing Vasishta and Arundhati. This was earth and an observer here. There is Dhruva also. You should remember, in the same context where Vyasa says that Arundhati has put Vasishta at her Prishta, also says Dhruva Prajwalito Agoram Apasavyam Pravartate. Dhruva had made an opposite direction, a normal direction, then it has gone into the opposite direction. In the same context, Karna also has said that Mars had made a retrogression. It's not something unusual, but if a planet makes a retrogression, particularly an outer planet like Mars, in the sun where sun is also there, in the sign where sun is also there, Mars cannot do retrogression. That is an astrological principle, astronomy principle. But it has gone retrograde means something has deviated. And the sky will not deviate. Only the earth can deviate. Because of the push, the earth's position changed to like this. So from a different orientation, Vyasa had watched the sky at that time. So the stars have just stayed in the same place only. Vasishta and Arundhati. Prishta means back or on top of. So when he was facing the northern direction, that was evening time when this cosmic hit has happened, when he was facing the northern sky, to worship the Saptarishi Mandala. He had seen an altered that is appearance. This is possible only when there is this kind of difference in the angular vision. Then Dhruva also changed like this. And what I did was I wrote a paper and presented to Academia Letters, and they sent it for review and published it. And by then I came across this scientist by name Joachim Seifert, who contacted me and told me there did occur a cosmic hit in the year 3136 BCE. He shared me the details, and I shared all the details from Mahabharata on all these nimittas, everything. And he went through all that, and he said this is a sheer case of cosmic hit coinciding with 3136. You know the relevance of this year? This year is the Mahabharata year. 3101 is the beginning of the Kali Yuga when Krishna left. 35 years before that, Mahabharata war has happened. At 4 places in Mahabharata, it is being told that 35 years after the war, Krishna has left or the Vrishnis were destroyed. So the year is 3136. And he has produced it with so many proxies here. See here, this is the temperature map. He is working on the temperature fluctuations during the Holocene period. And he showed me the map here. The temperature was at this moment and suddenly it dropped. That sudden temperature drop can happen only in the case of cosmic hit with all these proxies and whatever I have shown from Mahabharata, he said that. Then once again, you can see in the year 3101, there is another steep fall, but you should not mistake it with Dwaraka submergence, because at the time of Dwaraka submergence there was no cosmic hit. But 7 months after this Dwaraka submergence, when Arjuna returned to Hastinapura, at that time Yudhishthira says there are some meteors falling, and there are proxies for this also. So this scientist told me around 3101 further fall down has happened, and by 3070 BCE the temperature started rising up because of an increase in the solar maxima. And then in the year 2920, remember 2920, once again it fell. This was because of the Berkel event, the Berkel cavity event near the Madagascar. That cosmic effect has happened further down. It has come like that. And he told me this is definitely the world's first ever eyewitness account of a cosmic hit. He named it as Hastinapura meteor event, and he is going to produce it in his upcoming paper and publish it in a science journal. So Mahabharata is going to come out of the tag of mythology. It's not a myth. Whatever has been told in the Mahabharata is true to the core. Until now, Kali impact in Sweden was thought to be the earliest eyewitness account because there are oral traditions in Finland and Iceland. But this is a written tradition. Whatever is found in Mahabharata as Nimitta are all talking about this, the after effects or before effects or at the time of the cosmic effect only. So what we have to understand here is when Vyasa started writing Mahabharata, the condition that he put for Lord Ganesha was to think about the meaning before he keeps writing. So as a result, he has put some incomprehensible, difficult to comprehend verses in the Mahabharata. We should remember that. Such verses have made even the great Lord Ganesha to wait for some time to think about the meaning and then only go ahead. When that is the case with Lord Ganesha, just think about us, the ordinary mortals. We have, for us, every verse of Mahabharata is a Ganesha moment. It's not enough that you know the Sanskrit meaning of it. It's not enough that you know the subject knowledge, that is the astrology. It's a Palabhaga, that is Nimitta. You should do the contextual analysis of it. Then only you will know what Mahabharata says. Though it is a Ganesha moment for all of us, we should remember. Now, just going fast to the other ones. This is just a brief of it, how time is measured by planets, because what I'm going to talk about now are based on this. I told sun is the basis. When all the planets meet the sun at one point, that takes 4,32,000 years. That is the measure of Kali Yuga. That is how the Yuga concept has come. Our people have only seen number of revolutions. When the Dharma Karmadhipati planets, that is Jupiter and Saturn, are conjunct at one place, in the same place in the zodiac, it takes 60 years. How do we arrive that? We take the revolution period of Jupiter and the revolution period of Saturn and get the LCM of it. Similarly, the LCM of all the planets were worked out, and by that, they were able to get this idea mathematically. That is, they all congregated at the beginning of sidereal Aries. That is where sidereal Aries, that is the first point of Aries where Ashwini also starts coming to picture. Then 10 times that is Chaturmahayuga, 1,000 times that is a Kalpa, which is equal to the age of Earth. 2 Kalpa is the age of Sun. And then 336,000 days of Brahma is the entire age of the universe. But one thing you see, all these are measured by planets. The planets that have come into being only 4 billion years ago. So by using the planets that we have here, we do the approximations and then we are able to calculate the entire period of time. In this case, you cannot say that Rama was born in Treta Yuga, somebody is born in Krita Yuga. These are all computational measured by planets for giving the age of the universe and not real terms. Here, the most important one I am coming now. 0 degree Aries, I told, all the planets have congregated once in 4,32,000 years at the beginning of sidereal Aries. Not only that, our Vedic sages have said the movement of the planets, that is the sun, is such that it will go only for a certain level in the universe, in the space. This is the equinoctial movement. The vernal equinox will go forward 27 degrees, then reach 0 degree Aries, another 27 degrees, and then turn backward and reach the 0 degree Aries, and another 27 degrees. So all these 27, 27, 27 make 108. That is a spiritual number, we should remember. And each segment goes on for a period of only 1,800 years. And why should they say 27 plus 27? They could have as well said 54 degrees. They didn't say that. But they said all of them come and congregate on 0 degree only. So there is some secret about it, which we will be unfolding as we go ahead. And once starting from here, when Kali Yuga happened, that is at the congregation, the Kali Mahayuga should start. That is when Krishna left. That is a historical fact. That's given by our sages. So that is 3101 BCE. From there, 1,800 years, totally 3,600 years afterwards, Aryabhatta was born. And he has mentioned that that congregation has happened in 499 CE. Now, everybody will be telling, what nonsense is this? Does science do this? Or scientists fools to accept this? I'll tell you one thing. As per science, they think that we are always going backward. That's because they have only 100 years of data. And also, only after Newton's time, this idea of precision started. They have never seen the forward moving, whereas our system, our Vedic sages, we say our Vedic sages have lived for thousands of years. If any society has lived for more than 3,600 years, because one stretch is 3,600 years, if anyone has lived for more than 3,600 years, they would have certainly seen the other way movement of the equinox. Whereas they have not seen, so they are not able to see. One example I am giving you. In the year 1582, Gregorian calendar was introduced. So from then to now, 438 years have gone by. And if you are calculating the equinox by the current rate of precision, 1 degree in 72 years, 6 days must have gone back. That means at the time of 1582, the equinox must have occurred at 27th March. Then 26th March, 25th March, like that it will come. Now it is at 21st March. Either 20th or 21st March. The difference between 20th and 21st is because of adjustment of the leap year. So it has come now to 21st March. It should have been at 27th March in 1582. But there are no records saying that. All along, the vernal equinox has happened at March 21st only. How is it possible? That is possible if you look at some archaeoastronomy of the structures. Here I am showing the Chichen Itza of the Mexico. 1,000 years ago it was built. It is aligned to the equinox of today. Thousands of years ago, Stonehenge was constructed. It is also aligned to the equinox of today. This is Padmanabha Swami temple built 400 years ago. Once again, equinox is there. This is 800 years ago, Angkor Wat was built. It was also aligned to the equinox of today. How was it possible? Did people of different time periods construct their structures in such a way that in the 21st century, we will be seeing them aligned to the equinox? What has happened? Just think about the Western concept. The Western concept says the Earth's axis is tilted. The sun is here. It says the Earth just moves like this and the Earth's axis starts precessing because of this spin top like movement. So it says it just goes up and like this, and then when it comes back, it's not able to catch up with the sun, and then it falls short. That is a precision. But at that time, the astronomers do not compare the position of the Earth with the sun. They compare with the position of something outside the solar system. So if this 21st March should happen, what should happen? The sun also must have tilted like this. And then on 27th, that is in 1582, sun also must have tilted like this. That means the entire solar system is tilting, and not that Earth alone is tilting. If the Earth alone is precessing, we will not be getting the equinoxes like this. We will not be getting the equinox on March 21st all the time. So it's all about the sun's movement. That is the concept of the Vedic sages. That is the concept which the Western science is yet to pick up. And now the signs are appearing. That is the turning. We are at the turning point. We are here now. The turning point. So the signs are picking up. So in this, you are seeing the sun in the backward, forward like this, up to 27 degrees only this end. And up to 27 degrees this end, but always in the middle, it is 0 degree Aries. It is taking a helical path. Any object on the universe, it doesn't go in a linear path, just helical path like this. So this is the concept. And one more thing I want to add in this. So because of this concept, only 108 degrees here, that is 54 and 54, 108, our pole stars also are limited. They are showing only Ursa Minor, which is known as Shishumara. And now we are facing Polaris. Now we are going to turn that polar. This extent is only 54 degrees, matching with this. And this extent we are seeing Dhruva. Normally, there is an opinion among people that Dhruva means just any pole star. No. Our Vedic sages state there are only 3 Dhruva nakshatras. One is Dhruva. Dhruva means he is a son of Uttarapada who was elevated into the celestial sphere. And sometime, that is in the last round or before that, Dhruva has existed. There was a story, we know that. And he was elevated into Polaris. So instead of gloating over the fact that we are standing at a momentous time in the history of the earth, that we are looking at the same space when Dhruva also existed and was looking at, we are not at all aware. We have lost that knowledge. We are thinking, no, the Dhruva is Polaris. That is not Dhruva Nakshatra. But in the scheme, Dhruva always, it is in the tail of the Shishumara. That is what the Vedic sages have told. And in the middle portion, that is when there is Aries, sidereal Aries. That is the time of Kali Yuga, remember. That time, this star, Euryalus, that was known as Indra Ragni. At the other extreme, it is Kochab, known as Kashyabha. And the middle portion, within this area only, life is possible. That is known as the path of the Vaishwanara, where life force is possible. And it is also told in the Puranas that Agastya lies outside this path. That means Agastya can never be a pole star in the south. But your astronomy simulator will show you Agastya as a southern pole star because it is going on for 26,000 year round, whereas this is only 7,200 year circle. So, which one you will believe? You want to be a Vedic, or you want to hear or adhere to the Vedic science, you have to believe your Vedic sages. If you don't believe, then don't believe. Don't come to Mahabharata. Don't try to date Agastya. Even Abhijit is not a pole star. Only these pole stars are given. Then why do you bother about Abhijit? Abhijit was an ecliptical star, zodiacal star. It was never mentioned as a pole star. Then why do you bother about it? You create your own science. But don't say that you are doing a Vedic science or you are bringing out the Vedic knowledge. Now, very crucial part I am coming now. When the 27 degree this and that side, this thing is moving, what will happen? I am showing here. This is the circle. U and D or Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. When the vernal equinox is at Aries 0 degrees, 27 degrees here, Kritika, and then first pada here, Purva Bhadrapada, fourth pada. Only the sun creates seasons, you remember. When the sun is here, heat starts growing up from here. So Chaitra Vaishakha Vasanta Ritu. This is the standard configuration when the vernal equinox is at the sidereal Aries. Whereas today it is here near the beginning of Pisces. In this configuration, you get the Vasanta Ritu from Phalguna and Chaitra. Here you are seeing Grishma, then Pravrish. Pravrish is pre-rainy season. There is no Shishira here. Today we are not having any Shishira season. No, not very cold. It's very hot because the sun is here. It starts here. And here you can see the southwest monsoon, northwest monsoon, all are being covered here. So at this extreme, only this. But do we use this? No. We use a standard configuration because our Vedic sages know even though it has drifted, it is going to come back. So let us stick on to the stationary or standard or the median position, not to the oscillating position. And then the other extreme here, it will not, that is the vernal equinox will be at Kritika, first pada. That is the easternmost. There are texts saying beyond that there is no east, only that. That means within Aries, your vernal equinox gets over. In this configuration, here only the Vasanta season starts. Here you see Shravana coming under Grishma. So you should understand, in whichever text it is told that there was Grishma Ritu during Shravana. A Shravana month is inauspicious for doing good karma because it is hot season. You understand that text was written in this configuration. Even though this configuration is given by them, they have stuck to the general configuration. And when did they happen? Kali Yuga happened at this because the conjunction of all planets at the beginning of sidereal Aries. Kali Yuga, 35 years before that, Mahabharata. Once again, the next round, Aryabhata had happened. In this configuration, Susruta Samhita was written. In fact, I have taken it from Susruta Samhita only. Even though they have mentioned it there, they have said, but this is the standard one that you use. For all Sankalpas, everything they do that. They want to do a Vishu Puja or Uttarayana Puja, only then they will be using the exact date and time. And Rama also lived in this time only. Rama lived in this time when the Purva Bhadrapada, that is at the extreme, western extreme, was the position of the, that is the vernal equinox was at the western extreme. And if I have time, I will just go through it after the presentation is over. And if there is time, the organizers, if they can afford to give me some extra time, we will do it after the presentation is over. Using this kind of cycle only, I'm going to show that Rama had lived only in the beginning of the previous cycle, that is 7,200 years ago only. And the last one had happened when Vedanga Jyotisha was written. And there are archaeological indications. First Sangam age ended, second Sangam age ended, and then Harappan ended. Saraswati went underwater, and here there is no such thing. But what is understood from this is that when the vernal equinox is making a turnaround, some calamities happen. Paleoseismic, then tectonic movement, then magma convection, magma sloshing, volcanizing, everything, volcanization, everything happens. At this end, it has happened, and that other end also, it has happened. Now, I'm going to show you what the astronomy simulators show and how it compares with ours. This is the Earth. This is the sidereal Aries, and here is one star or planet. Let us take it as a planet. And this is the position of the vernal equinox, tropical equinox, that is the current position. So, as Western astronomy finds out the location of the planet by counting from here what is called right ascension. But here what happens, what we do, sidereal Aries starts here, and this one has overshot sidereal Aries. So this gap is known as Ayanamsha. The gap between the vernal equinox and that is the present tropical equinox on any day, and the sidereal 0 degree point is known as Ayanamsha. Ayanamsha is the part or degree of Ayana or movement. So since it is overshot, we are deducting it. Now I am showing another picture. In this, I have placed the vernal equinox before the sidereal Aries and the same star. So from here, it will be counting. See, this is a moving point. From a moving point, they are calculating. It is very difficult. Every moment, it will be changing. It is very difficult. Whereas we take a standard point and then we are adjusting it, whatever the deviations we are correcting. Now, coming to the point, here the vernal equinox have gone only up to this. It is yet to catch up with sidereal Aries. So this is the Ayanamsha distance there. So what we do, we add this distance here. The problem is, suppose the vernal equinox is here at 3067 BCE, then this Ayanamsha is 45 degrees. Whereas it should not have gone beyond 27 degrees as per the Vedic science. Suppose the vernal equinox is somewhere here, 5561 BCE, then it is more than 50 degrees. 50 degrees you have to adjust. And someone said that Bali lived at the time when the vernal equinox was as Kanya Rashi. That means 150 degrees Ayanamsa. And then, suppose you believe that Ramayana had happened at 12,000 BCE, that is 14,000 years ago, it would be here where Sharat season is starting now. And people claim, no, there only Chaitra had happened. Rama was born in Chaitra. Rama's Chaitra happened in Sharat season. So, to make it Chaitra, what you have to do? From here, some 180 degrees you have to add. Don't you think it looks illogical? It is idiotic. It is absurd. Do you think our Vedic sages were so idiotic to have incorporated this Ainamsa issue that they have to add 180 degrees to the current position, that is to with the sidereal Aries position to bring to the whatever they want to have? There is no need for Ainamsa correction if the equinox is continuously precessing. Take, for example, the Western astronomers, Western astronomy. It was started only recently. Since its beginning, it is seeing only the backward motion, precision mode. So it has never thought of Ainamsa. It never knows that there is a concept of Ainamsa exists. It never knows that the vernal equinox could have gone forward in the past. So it is not using Ainamsa at all. But our Vedic system had seen the Ainamsa go forward and backward, and said, oh, it has gone, bring it. It has gone there, okay, bring it. That is how the adjustment has come. And do you know, viewers, all of you who are using, you are having a horoscope, you would have gone to an astrologer for prediction. Do you know? Your horoscopes are created by adjusting this Ainamsa. Today, people are saying the Ainamsa concept is in Surya Siddhanta. No, Surya Siddhanta is wrong. As though they know everything of Surya Siddhanta. They are the Vedic sages. Surya Siddhanta only says 27 degrees here. No, it is wrong. Okay, the Ainamsa is there. Then why are you using it in your horoscope? Dr. Raman, B.V. Raman has invented an Ainamsa concept, that is Ainamsa degree. Some people are using it. So why should people labor hard to find out the Ainamsa unless the movement is only to and fro for a limited period? When you are using your horoscopes using the Ainamsa, why are you been finding out, or why are you using a system, that is Western astronomy, that doesn't use Ainamsa concept for deriving the dates of Mahabharata? The Mahabharata also had used this concept. It's coming from right from the beginning. So for getting the date of it, you are using some other system which has no idea of it. If you want to adjust it, then you have to adjust some 180 degrees if you want to take the time of Ramayana as 14,000 years ago. So there is only if there is continuous precision, there won't be any Ainamsa. Since the Ainamsa is there, which we are using in our daily life, in our horoscope, in our season month combination, our season months never go backward like this, only this much, like a pendulum movement, and always we stick onto the central position. So there is only if there is a oscillation, the Ainamsa has some relevance. And in our system, I told, in astronomy system, Western astronomy, they calculate the right ascension. We don't do that. People used to ask us, what are the coordinates in Vedic astronomy? We don't have any coordinates. We just calculate the number of revolutions, the duration of revolution, and then do corrections to it by adjusting the retrogression and the Shigra movement, and then do Ainamsa correction. Then only you get your true position of the planet. So this is astrology or astronomy. This is astrology that is used in Mahabharata. For that is, this was the incorporated in the Mahabharata planetary positions. And what is the use in using the astronomy software? Now, demonstration point we are coming. Demonstration area. So sidereal Aries. Sidereal Aries, we say at the time of beginning of Kali Yuga, all the planets congregated. How did it look? How did it look in this year, that is in 2021, on the day of Mesha Sankramana? Mesha Sankramana is the beginning of the sidereal year. Please note that. Sidereal year starts at Mesha Sankramana, at the time sun enters Ashwini. This year, it started here on the morning of 14th. This is sun. I have here shown you the paths of all the planets. See, all are just going some other direction. Now I am going to show you the Vedic or Surya Siddhanta simulation for the Kali Yuga time. The Kali Yuga time, in the Gregorian calendar, it was January 22nd, 3101 BCE. See here, all the planets have congregated. Here I am showing the 0 degree is the Aries 0 degree, 10, 20, 30 are Aries, minus 10, 20, 30 are Taurus, beyond that are Aquarius. And I have taken the previous years, 3100, 3102 and 3101 at the place of, around the place of 0 degree Aries, all the planets congregated within 3 degrees. Only Mars was within 6 degrees of sun. There was a conjunction and there was an Amavasya and it was a solar eclipse. Now I am showing it Lahiri Ayanamsa for that same date. You use Lahiri Ayanamsa for today. That is absolutely correct. Because for today, what you are saying, the Ayanamsa degree, you are adjusting and you are getting it. The Ayanamsa is Lahiri. What you do, you extrapolate it to the past. So the simulator shows extrapolations to the past to the level of this Kali Yuga date. The Kali Yuga date is here. See, only 5 planets are seen. None of them were close by. And you see, sun's position, it is so low. What I did to show how the paths are going, for those planets that are not seen here at all, on those planets which are stopping midway, I just saw the position 10 days before and 10 days after the Kali Yuga date. And I got the graph like this. So here also you are seeing the beginning of Kali Yuga is here and no congregation. Lahiri Ayanamsa cannot produce the position 5,000 years ago. It cannot simulate Kali Yuga date. Now, Pushya Paksha Ayanamsa. See here, it is here, just standing alone. All the planets are away. Not all the planets are also present. The sun is here. So once again, I brought everything together. See, they are all as though parallelograms going side by side, going in a race. That's all. They are not congregating. Now, the crucial astronomy simulation. In astronomy simulator, the Julian date is used. So this date is converted from the Gregorian date. I am showing from Stellarium, which uses 0 year between CE and BCE. So it is 15th, the 17th February 3101 BCE in Julian date. One thing you should remember, Julian date is not equal to sidereal date. That is a different point we are not talking now. But just see for yourself whether there is any congregation here. This is the point of Kali Yuga. The congregation should have happened here. Is there any congregation? Look at the sun here. Sun is here, 20 degrees lower. And Saturn just going on its own path. And what about Ketu? Ketu, that is the only node here. It should be closer to that. It is not closer, it's too away. So this also, your Julian calendar also, that is your astronomy simulator cannot produce Kali Yuga date. I am showing the simulation here from Stellarium for the Kali Yuga date. This is the ecliptic. And this was the equator of J2000. That means currently the position of the vernal equinox is here. And for the Kali Yuga date, you see where? And you see this one I have created for 0 degree sidereal Aries. Your sidereal point is here. Sidereal Aries is here, but it has gone to Taurus. Our Vedic astrology or Vedic astronomers have never accepted that vernal equinox has gone to Taurus. It had not gone beyond the first pada of Kritika, that is 27th degree of Aries, but it is going over there. And see here, the sun is here. The sun and moon have joined. There was an Amavasya, but it is away from the sidereal point. And all the planets are also just what I have shown through graphs I am showing here. Once again, I am showing you the graphs. You check for yourself. Surya Siddhanta, Lahiri Ayanamsa, Pushya Paksha, and Stellarium. That is Julian. Julian date. This is astronomy catalog based astronomy simulation. Which one is showing the congregation of all planets at Kali Yuga? Which one you will accept? Surya Siddhanta. Surya Siddhanta is not applicable for today. Please remember how Lahiri Ayanamsa is not applicable for Kali Yuga time. I will explain you why Surya Siddhanta is applicable for 0 degree. That I will explain now. Now, why this is showing like this? Why the science is showing like this? We believe science is perfect. Astronomy is perfect. But why astronomy is not able, calculation-based mathematics, why it is not able to show? Now I am going to demonstrate using an inscription here. This inscription is about a solar eclipse that happened that was seen in Kottayam in Kerala. Look at the year, Kali 4702. How many of you know the Kali year of today? We are following this Kali year. But unfortunately, those who are researching Mahabharata do not know. They are giving, they according to them, it is a traditional day, it is a humbug, it's only a theory. Every day I hear such kind of information. I am getting it in my timeline. So We have been following this Kali era, 4702. By that only we are able to say in which year this has happened. I chose this particular inscription because it is giving the position of the planets. Saturn in Tula, Jupiter in Kanni, Saturday, 22nd Mithuna in Kerala. They use the solar system, solar calendar. Mithuna is Gemini. 22nd Mithuna means the sun was on the 22nd degree of Gemini on the day. The nakshatra was Punarvasu. I stimulated it in Jayhora. It showed June 30th, 1601. I just got the simulation from the NASA ephemeris also, which gives the same date. That is, a solar eclipse did take place on January 30th, 1601. And the picture also shows there was a partial eclipse in South India. You can see here, Kottayam is also covered. So a solar eclipse was seen. And what is the point? Saturn is there in Tula, but Jupiter is in Simha. It is not in Kanya Rasi. The day it is Saturday, agreed. But what about the sun's position? Before that, you should know one information. For an eclipse to happen, the nearest node, for solar eclipse, the nearest node must be within 19 degrees of the sun. For lunar eclipse, the nearest node should be within 13 degrees of the moon. Here, Ketu is the nearest one. It is within 19 degrees. So the eclipse did happen. The simulation shows. The simulation is able to show, Jayhora is able to show because it is following the astronomy catalogs. So that is being here used and then Ahri Ainamsa. But the eclipse has taken place on the 20th day. 19 degrees 46 minutes means it had happened on the 20th day and not on 22nd day. And it had happened on Arudra Nakshatra and not on Punarvasu. The next nakshatra is Punarvasu. When I'm calculating, I can see that after the eclipse was over, then only this Punarvasu started. But these people had congregated on that day and then have done some dana, done diksha. So that is true. Their information is true. Then I was wondering, then what I can do? What would have gone wrong? Fortunately, the position of Jupiter is giving us a clue. It is behind by 2 degrees. And then the sun is behind by 2 degrees. That means 2-degree Ayanamsa correction. If done to this, then we can have the eclipse on the 22nd day. So 2 degree added to sun makes it 22nd. Jupiter also comes there. Punarvasu also will come there. But the point is, will moon be there on that day? For that, I will show you this graph. This is Gemini. 10 degrees I have segregated. And then since on the 19th day, the NASA ephemeris is showing that the eclipse has happened. Since Jayhora is showing that Arudra Nakshatra got over, I just ended Arudra here, started Punarvasu after that. So on 20th, the solar eclipse has happened according to the ephemeris. But it should have happened on 22nd. So I am shifting it by adding 2 degrees. So the sun was there on the 22nd day. Moon was also there. So on the 22nd day, it had come to Punarvasu. So this is matched with the inscription. And Jupiter also would have come to the next, that is the Kanya Rashi, by adding 2 degrees. But the question is, where was sun on the 21st day? Sun was here. But then moon, where was it on the 21st day? Moon is the fastest graha. It travels 12 to 13 degrees in a day. So on the previous day, moon would have been here on the Arudra Nakshatra. The sun is on the 20th day as shown in the ephemeris. Then moon should have been on Mrigashirsha Nakshatra on the 20th day. So that means moon had been 26 degrees away from the time that is shown in the ephemeris. I hope you get the point. On 20th, moon is shown along with sun, but it is not true. On 22nd only the eclipse has happened. So on 22nd the eclipse has happened means 21st one star away and on 20th 2 stars away. So the true position of the moon was minimum 26 degrees behind the simulation. This has happened 400 years ago. But we are talking about 5,000 years, 14,000 years, claiming that we have got the moon data, everything perfect. Now I will show you another inscription. This was a lunar eclipse that happened in a place called Gadaga in Karnataka, and all the details are there. So all the details were matching with the J-Hora simulation on November 21st, 951 CE. Everything is there. The position of the nearest node, and then Virodhikrita, and then the year number is 873, and then Margashira, Sunday, Rohini, perfect. What is not there? The eclipse was not seen. As per this simulation, the eclipse got over. This is lunar eclipse. Remember, lunar eclipse got over by the afternoon. That means when the sun had risen, moon had risen on that evening, there was no eclipse. It was over before that. Now I am showing you the NASA simulation. That date has changed because of the Julian date difference. November 16th only on that year of the lunar eclipse has taken place, and it is showing the extent of the lunar eclipse here. See here, the entire India is away from it, is not visible. The eclipse was not visible in India. This is 1,000 years ago. So deviation in moonrise, and then the lunar eclipse, which should have happened, it did not happen at all. 1,000 years ago. Then in 2,000 years, 5,000 years, where will moon's position be? See, one thing you should know, these eclipses are calculated on the basis of what you call the Saros cycle. The Saros cycle is that the duration of the nodes, that is the cycle of the Rahu and Ketu. They take 18 years and 10 to 11 days. So what they do, what the astronomers do is, now it has ended here, then 18 years before that, they just go back. And then the degrees vary, and then the hemispheres all vary. Say they go back. Like this, they are constructing, and you come to the time of Mahabharata. And you claim triple eclipse, double eclipse. I am able to see exactly the rise of the moonrise, late moonrise. How can you see? Your astronomy simulator shows why it is not able to show 1,000 years ago, 400 years ago. Now, I will show you one research article on this. Mr. Wahia had written a research article on this mismatch. He has taken the eclipses inscriptions between 400 AD to 1800 AD, that is 1400 year period, and he has told that he has found out that there are 9 periods of anomalous eclipses consisting of 17 eclipses where the NASA calculations suggest they should not have been visible in India. The NASA simulation says no inscription, but he has chosen the inscriptions in such a way that a particular eclipse should have been seen in multiple locations, such that there must be multiple inscriptions to support that. Only such inscriptions he has chosen, whereas I chose just one for each. Actually, I chose 10 inscriptions for 1,000-year period. All of them are not matching, either with the J-Hora or with this astronomy simulation. J-Hora just follows the astronomy catalog, so both of them do not show. But the eclipse, the inscription shows that they have gathered, and he is giving multiple inscriptions to support the particular eclipse. We are not seeing. What does it mean? This is starting from 1800 AD, means 200 years ago. I showed from 400 years ago, this Kottayam inscription. So the deviation has started for every eclipse. That is a possible one. Just jumping. Then you add, there are further newer errors and deviations. All these are just added up and then brought down. Now I am showing the simulation once again to show you how there was no solar eclipse on the day of Kali Yuga shown in your astronomy simulator. I'm taking the previous day because on the day of Kali Yuga, Amavasya conjunction was there, and the previous day it has moved this much. And you see the path of the moon here. Ketu was here. So the previous day it was here. On the day of Kali Yuga, it was here. And then this distance was more than 19 degrees. That is more than 22 degrees. So no eclipse happened. So whatever deviation that you're seeing here 200 years ago is being just added up. Until your 5,000 years ago, it has got added up. No solar eclipse is not possible. Why this is happening? Why the astronomers or the scientists were not able to get this? It is because of what is called n-body problem. It starts from single body problem. A single body problem means you take a single celestial body, either a star or a planet. You do the calculation. You have observed its movement, everything. You can do the calculation perfectly well. From it started even right from the beginning of a universe, that is Big Bang, maybe 13 billion years ago. Right from that time, you can just calculate and then say, yeah, it will go. It's going like this. It's a single body problem. No problem. It is going there. In what way? Whether it will be, it is applicable to me. Am I able to see it in my sky? This is only a single body problem. My problem, that is my two body problem, is not taken into account. In this context, I want to just tell you one thing. Mr. Nileshwar has written in his book of Mahabharatha, however, that he has written to the Karina software people asking about the settings. The people have replied, they have incorporated all the proper motions, and he was happy. Proper motion is a single body equation. Proper motion of Arundhati or Vasishta is a single body equation. No problem with me. But when I say there is an eclipse, there are how many problems you see? Earth, sun, and the moon, and the background star. Four body problem there. Four celestial bodies, their equations must match with each other. Four body problem there. What is the use in talking about the proper motion of a particular star? Single body problem, I don't bother. Similarly, Professor Achar also talks about it, but not about the n-body problem. He says it's enough if the sun's data, that is Saturn's data, is true, because it's a slow-moving planet. In the period of 5,000 years, the moon takes 60,000 revolutions. So the deviations or the chance of the errors are high. Whereas for the Saturn, it takes only 200 revolutions. So the error margin will be less. So we can take into the account the position of Saturn and find out the Mahabharata time. So he has also taken a single body problem. Saturn is going, so what? Where am I? Where are the other ones? All these are there. And he also says moon data, he doesn't agree. He says eclipses cannot be simulated. He says that by comparing different simulations. And then he says he has full confidence in astronomy simulator because he has checked with the astronomy catalogs. So what? Astronomy catalogs will show what is the astronomy simulator will show what is given in the astronomy catalogs, and that is not what is shown in my Vedic astronomy. Did you check with this? None had checked. None had checked the n-body problem also. But for everyday life, we are using four-body problem. Earlier, I talked about Saura Samya Nakshatra Savana, sun's position, where moon is there, and the star behind, the moon and the sun both matter. Savana is my sunrise time. That is the earth. All these are equated. Suppose I say today is this. Even after 1,000 years, somebody wants to see the combination, they cannot see that. Because the movements are different. We are not able to create a proper equation for that. Now look at the Kali Yuga time. Kali Yuga time is a 10-body problem. I'm sorry. Kali Yuga time is a 10-body problem. In the 10-body problem, you have 8 planets, then the Earth and the background star, then the central configuration of these sidereal Aries, and the different frame of equinoctial theory. This is totally absent there. So all these, if they are solved, you can get the Kali Yuga date, and that is what Surya Siddhanta has done. That Surya Siddhanta Ayanamsha for 0 degree is able to solve all these. Credit goes to Mr. Vinay Jha. And the same one cannot be produced for other times. But what happens? The foreigners who had come to our India for the first time and have come to know about the Kali Yuga, they said they were not able to produce it in their astronomy catalogs or using their astronomy catalogs or in the simulators. They said, reject it. No, this is pseudo-historical era. Kali Yuga is not true. It is an artificial creation of the Brahmins. Originally, they said that. It's a fabricated concept. See, this was told by Fleet. We can expect him because it's a kind of civilizational shock for them when they came to India. Particularly in the case of Janamejaya inscriptions. Not only we have seen how inscriptions are reliable tools to know a particular date. This Janamejaya inscription is the first-rate primary evidence for Mahabharata time. Because Janamejaya was, in his presence only, Mahabharata was recited for the first time. And when Vyasa also was present. So whatever he has given, the inscriptional details he has given must be true. And you see what he has given. He has given 5 inscriptions, of which 2 are similar, and one at Bhimanakate in Karnataka I am giving. The kind of how many embodied problems he is solving, you see. Yudhishthira Shaka, 89th year. Yudhishthira Shaka is the first Shaka of Kali Yuga. That means the Kali year is 89th and Yudhishthira Shaka is 89th. So once soon after the Kali year started, for 60 years Parikshit was there. After that only, after this, from the 61st year onwards only, Janamejaya has come. So by now you would understand 3101 Kali Yuga started with the rule of Parikshit. That means when did Parikshit come into the throne? After Krishna has left, then after the Pandavas have relinquished the throne, he came to the power. So 3101, the time of the ascent of Parikshit to the throne, means Krishna already departed. That is why we keep saying Krishna's departure coincided with Kali. This is a historical thing, historical evidence. So Kali date 89, Yudhishthira Shaka 89, Plavanga year name, it exactly matches with the first year of Kali, that was Pramati, Sahasya month, Saumya Vasara, solar eclipse means sun and the moon. So behind the star number is not given, the star name is not given, then that must be also there. So 8 body problem is solved by this. How watertight it is. You have to produce it. If you are not able to produce it, you are not able to produce. Fleet was not able to reproduce it in the astronomy simulator or using the astronomy catalogs. So he rejected this. Richard Solomon had written in his book that Fleet rejected. On what basis he rejected? Did he reject that it was rewritten, or the lipi was not correct, or there was another claimant for the same land? No. He rejected because it gives incorrect and impossible dates for him. Because he comes from a background which believes that the earth was created 5,000 years ago. On coming to India, he finds that 5,000 years ago, Mahabharata war itself was over, and there is an inscription here. And he is not able to produce it in his using his astronomy catalog. So he rejected it. It was a white man's obsession, white man's ignorance. Why should we inherit it? But Richard Solomon did not agree with that. He said a date which cannot be verified by a calculation is not necessarily unauthentic. In the same context, he is saying this. There are complexities of excuse me, are you able to hear? Okay. Anyway, I will continue saying that 0 degree Aries, and then it goes further. It was the time of Kali Yuga, and then it just turns back, and then it just turns back here, and then it joins here. And when it is coming here, at this point only, Mahabharata war has happened. That is 3136, 35 years ago. And then the equinox has gone like this, turn back here, come back here, when Aryabhatta was there. And today we are here at this point, which I can say in how many body equations you see? Kali, Shaka, Plavavarsha, Kanya Masa on the 23rd day. Today, at the 23rd degree, sun is moving in Sun Kanya Rasi. And then Stiravasara, Shukla Chaturthi, and Anuradha, and Ayushman Yoga, Bhadra. 9 body equations I have got for today, but we say it is 9th October 2021, which has no relevance, no cosmic relevance. So, coming to the end of it, the year of Mahabharata occurred 35 years before Kali, that is in Krodi Varsha, which can be solved only in the Surya Siddhanta Ayanamsa, because what is the precision rate here our Vedic sages had not given. They have not given any formula to calculate the precision here. Only at 0 point. Come back to the 0 point, and 3,600 years we will come back to that. That's what they have said. If it is calculatable, they would have given us. Instead, they told us to start watching, to all the time watching the shadow, and then find out the precision and then adjust it. That is where the Karana Siddhantas have come. That is where everyday watching of the no moon, the shadow of the no moon had happened. So only the 0 point position, the 0 degree Ayanamsa, the calculation is possible. Fortunately for Mahabharata war happening around the time of Kali Yuga, we are able to use it and then show all the planetary combinations given as Nimitta in Mahabharata, but not for anything else. Even for, I told here, Rama's time. For Rama's time also, it's not possible because we don't know the rate of precision there. So the reason that I am saying is, only for this point, the calculation is possible. For other times, none of it is possible. And only for this time, only the Surya Siddhanta Ayanamsa, that combination that Mr. Vinay Jha has given works out. Whereas for everything, all the times, no astronomy simulator can give you the exact positions. For this, I am taking leave. And also, if there is time, I will continue with the other Rama related ones. I leave it to the moderator and let them decide about it. I'm just I'm stopping this sharing now.
Thank you, Dr. Jayasree ji, for the insightful class. Our audience definitely appreciated it. We now move to the question and answer session. The questions will come up on the screen. You can kindly read it out for the benefit of everyone and then answer them.
Yes, thank you very much. Hope you all had a nice time listening to this and also had some new insights from what I have told. Mr. Vijay Bhaskar, Namaste, ma'am. In Mahabharata, we have knowledgeable Bhishma and Sahadeva, yet they relied on Nimitta only, whereas I heard Prashna never goes wrong. Is that they knew Prashna but didn't want to use it? I showed you the Jyotisha map, if you remember, the Palabhaga and the Pramana Bhaga, where Prashna comes under only Hora, applicable for a person. A person comes to me and asks a question, that is Prashna. Whereas Nimitta, at that time, the body of the astrologer, some kind of changes will happen. That is taken as Nimitta by the astrologer. Whereas what Bhishma and Sahadeva had said is for the universe, for the mundane, for the entire world, for the sake of the people, for the country. So the Nimitta told by Bhishma and Sahadeva come under Samhita. Prashna comes under Hora. So the difference is there. So Prashna never goes wrong, right? And they also have given the nimittas never go wrong. That is why Vyasa had said the nimittas were told by Vyasa, oh, this is show seen like this, something is going bad, something bad is going to happen. And it did happen. Here I want to tell you one thing. At the end of giving these nimittas to Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra asks, okay, you told all the nimittas, but they can be applicable to any side, no? So if those destruction that you are saying, that inauspiciousness you are saying, suppose if it belongs to the Pandava side, my Kauravas will win, don't they? Vyasa went silent. because it's all about dharma also there. Only nimittas, shubha nimittas help dharmic people, and ashubha nimittas will affect adharmic people. This is the basis. So, knowledgeable Bhishma and Sahadeva depended on nimitta for the sake of the entire body of the Deva, that is the universe, for the sake of the country. Whereas Prashna doesn't come under that. That's already, you can just go through the previous ones and then see the thing. Next question. Mr. Ganapati A. Wonderful power packed presentation. Thank you. Question. Moon path altered by cosmic hit. Tithi changed. Did it? I think you mean that. Yes, it changed by one Tithi. It was a Krishna Shashti which became Krishna Saptami. That is why if you are using, excuse me, let me answer that also. Tithi changed by one. That is, yeah, one. This Krishna Shashti became Saptami. What you are saying is, when you are doing the simulation for Rama's period, Rama's time, Shukla Ashtami, that is Navami, will always see as Ashtami only. That problem is there in dating Rama's time. Next question. Raghavan Sridharan. We are using coordinates to generate horoscope today. Is it correct? That is, we have lost the knowledge of adjusting the Ainamsa regularly. In Vakya Panchanga only they use it. And that's not correct because further corrections have not happened in the 150 years now. So what we do today is we take the ephemeris data, and from that the bhava, entire bhava we are changing. Suppose now it is at Pisces 6th degree, exactly that 24 degrees it has gone behind, okay, gone over. So we are minusing, we are subtracting 24 degrees for all the bhava and all the planets. That is how we are doing. That is how we have to, we are able to get, because that adjustment should be done. That Lahiri Ainamsa works now and we are able to get it. So it is correct. Next question. Next question. Yes. Any, we are okay?
Yeah, I think there is no further questions now. We will now end the question and answer session. Thank you again, Dr. Jayasree ji, for the excellent masterclass on Mahabharatha Astrology. On behalf of Raman and Rajeswari Research Foundation, I thank you for the same. I would like to take this opportunity to inform the audience that the next masterclass session is on Sunday, October 10th, 2021. The class will be by Sri Gary Gomes and he will teach Secret of Dasas. See you again there. Also, if you would like to stay informed about the activities of the foundation, we encourage you to visit our website www.rrrf.in or join our Telegram channel. Namaste.